Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the WPA EPBF European Heyball Open 2025 live from Bad Wildungen, Germany. That's a town in Frankfurt. So, semi-finals underway now in the ladies' division and the men's division. We have the ladies on the TV table. Tianxi against Naruntuya Bayasakan from Mongolia. Score is currently 2-0 in favor of Tianxi from China. Tianxi, winner of the Asian Open in Qatar last year, plays a lot of Heyball all over the world. Played in most of the continental events as well, always finishing top 8, top 4, and winning a few of them as well. And Narantuya from Mongolia, always featuring in China in the Joy tournaments. This tournament presented by Joy Billiards, official table sponsors, and Lieberwin Cloth. And that's why we are playing on the best Heyball conditions in the world currently. You can see we're also using the new WPA Unity Heyball balls, especially made for this game. And I think it's really good to have a specialized set of balls made for the game of Heyball, which is a specialized game in itself. I'm your commentator, Raymond Tillich, and I'll be keeping you company throughout the rest of the day. This is the final day. So semi-finals underway. We'll have the final, I believe, of the ladies division next. That will be at 4 p.m. local time in Germany, and then the final of the men's at 6 p.m. local time. So let's have a look at the draw. The draw is on EPBF.com under Tournaments Heyball. Let's have a look at the semi-final. So the TV table, Tianxi against Narantuya. And the other semi-final is Linnea Helmarström. That is the twice junior world champion, current junior world champion, against Kelly Fisher. Kelly Fisher, one of the most decorated players in the billiard world, and also winner of the European Championship over the weekend. That's an exciting matchup as well. I believe Kelly Fisher currently leading that 2-0 over Linnea. These are race to 6 matches. And let's have a look at the men's draw. Currently on, Stephen Ellis from the UK against Max Benko. Stephen Ellis, once again, always performing really well. Very consistent performer at these tournaments. And of course, Max Benko, current runner-up in the Junior World Championship, last year's winner in India of the Junior World Championship. And then we have the other semi-final, Clint Ianson from the UK against João Grillo from Portugal. We did see Clint Ianson against Fabio Rizzi on the TV table just before this match, and Ianson winning that one 7-2. And Stephen Ellis in quite a nail-biter quarterfinal, 7-6 over Ricardo Gacha from Germany. Max Benko also 7-6 over Karol Skowerski from Poland. Yeah, so I can't call a winner yet, or even a finalist. It's going to be too close to call. But at the moment on the TV table, Tianxi really in form currently. Yeah, the cue ball was always going towards that black ball. Actually expected her to hit that a little bit harder, maybe widen up the angle to come past the black ball, just behind it and off the cushion. She's going to do well to make something happen from this position, is Shi Tianxi. Yeah, it looks like she was attempting the combination as well, and also looks like she played the combination onto her opponent's ball with the cue ball, trying to pot that. It is a legal shot as long as you make contact with your object ball first. So chance now for Naruntuya from Mongolia. Was always going to be awkward bridging with this shot here. Cue ball was always going towards the cluster of pink balls. And it's there. It was a tough one. As she played it harder, she might have overcued that. So decided to go for the pot. Focus more on the pot than the position on this black ball. But now chance for her to get her first frame on the scoreboard. This is a race to 600-minute time limit. And as we can see, it goes. We're right behind that. And look at that. That is a game of millimeters. Just scraping past the pink ball. I really thought that was on its way to the pocket, but the inside jaw just catching the black ball and not letting it in. Now nothing easily potable for Shi Tianxi on the table, so it's going to be a safety. And I was thinking that she'd want to not leave the one cushion escape, which is there, as you can see, placed towards the left-hand side of the table. And very good chance of potting this if she makes contact with it. It's going to be close. It's in. That is in. And Naruntuya Biosakan from Mongolia takes her first point in this lady semi-final. She trails Shi Tianxi 2 frames to 1 in this race to 6. It is a race to 6 all the way to the final. We are now in the single elimination format of this tournament. Started off as a double elimination, where if you did lose, you were in the 1-loss bracket, and you could still fight your way back into the last 16 stage 2 single elimination stage. We are currently live on WPA Live.tv. You can find all the matches as well as on-demand matches from day 2 and day 1 on WPA Live.tv. And even once the tournament's done, if you want to rewatch the games on the TV table, head over to WPA Live.tv. We're also live on Facebook, Joy World Heyball Tour live page, and World Heyball Tour page as well. So Max Benko currently leading Stephen Ellis in that men's semi-final 2-1. That was our race to 7s, and Clint Jensen and João Grillo stuck at 1 apiece in that second men's semi-final. And as you can see, we are using the Magic Rack here for this tournament. These are tournament-specific rules, the Magic Rack. Also the 3-point break rule for the ladies and 4-point break rule for the men in play. We haven't seen those rules in a while, but they are tournament-specific. As you do know, a tournament can decide to enforce certain tournament rules. And I feel since we are using the Magic Rack, having the 4-point and 3-point break respectively does make sense, as it does avoid the soft breaking just to get those balls into the center pocket. So missed opportunity for Narantuya, and that brings Shi Tianxi to the table. And everything looks good at the moment. I don't really see any problems for her on these pink ball sets. There you can see her lining the pink just above the blue up to the bottom left corner pocket on our screen. Yeah, one thing about Shi Tianxi, we've seen her quite a lot of times on the main TV table in previous tournaments. Very focused, very accomplished player, and really can make this game look easy. Yeah, cue ball pretty much anywhere in and around that area, and she'll be fine for the ball towards the center pocket. Making use of the blue nicely on this. Black ball to the right center pocket after this. Nicely controlled, and this will definitely be her third point on the scoreboard. She leads 3-1 over Narantuya Bayasakan from Mongolia, and that was a rack and run. So a rack and run is classified as your first visit to the table after your opponent's break, and you are able to clear up the table in one visit. That is a rack and run, as opposed to a break and run, which is a run out of your break. And that's a replay of the miss on the open table from Narantuya. Just not able to convert that open table to a closed table and be on the pink ball set. And that gave Shi Tianxi a great opportunity to take her third point in this match. See, Stephen Ellis has equalized the match between him and Max Benko, currently 2 apiece. And it looks like Kelly Fisher still leading Linnea Helmarstrom 2 frames to 0. Definitely be keeping you guys updated on those score lines as well from the other semi-final matches. Try break from Shi Tianxi, can see legal. More than 3 balls cross the balk line. Narantuya taking blues as her color group in this frame. And obviously we're going to be looking at those blues at the bottom of the table on our screen. Going to be interesting to see how she lands on them. It's a situation where taking one opens up another to those corner pockets. It's very tight down there. From the aerial shot, it actually looks like the blue just under the pink is the one that she has to get to first. But in saying that, doesn't have the best position on this ball to the center pocket now. Great recovery, and look at this. Oh, look at that shot. That has worked out very well for her. Just like that, she's opened up the game as we see that 3 ball going in. So once she removes that 6 blue ball, which hasn't gone into the pocket. I expected the other two to be open to the same pocket. I really expected her to be playing onto the blue in the center of the table with that shot, letting the cue ball go towards the middle of the table as we see that again, and she missed that by quite a lot actually. And now Shi Tianqi at the table, currently leading 3 frames to 1 in this race to 6 semi-final. Tried to go into the pink that was on the cushion, got the double kiss and just didn't move, so not working out the way she wanted. But you can see the confident cueing and confident potting from Shi Tianqi. This is gonna stay in the pocket. No, just bounces out. And she's overrun that as well. Now from this angle, it doesn't look like the top blue nearest to the foot spot passes, but I think it does. If it doesn't, she's going to be playing the combination. We went right behind it, so not too sure if it goes, but it definitely does. Recovery after recovery here for Narantuya. Just top this in off one cushion, get the cue ball back to the middle of the table. Okay, she has an angle on this now. What do you do? Do you play to get behind the black ball, or do you play to nudge it off the cushion? She played to nudge it. Have a look at that. Nudge the black ball but miss the pot. How many times do we see that happening? Just take your eye off the pot for a second. Outside jaw, just widen the angle, but look at the cue ball. Yeah, she would have definitely been set to get her second point in this match had that blue gone in. Just a containing safety shot from Shi Tianqi. She sees that the blue ball is above the center pocket, so can't pot into that center pocket. However, it looks like it can go to the corner, can even go cross. Oh, what an attempt that was. Excellent attempt from Narantuya. Slow bank towards that corner pocket. Stephen Ellis has taken the lead against Max Benko. Stephen Ellis from the UK against Max Benko from Slovenia. Score currently 3-2 in favor of Stephen Ellis. And Clint Inson has also taken the lead 2 frames to 1 over João Grillo from Portugal. Now this is when Tianqi is so dangerous. When she has a table like this, very rare to see her make a mistake. Yeah, so far so good. I think I was gonna say, I think the second pink would pass the blue after the first one is taken, but I don't think she thinks so, because she was lining up, playing the pink off the blue, opening up the pocket for herself. and that obviously gives herself more chances at clearing up this table, not having that blue ball obstructing that pocket. Let's see if she gets this right. Yeah, those are tough. Those are tough to judge. And watch the cue ball. That cue ball is sitting right on the edge of the table. Look at that. If you're looking at that cue ball and wondering where you've seen those dots before, that's because these WPA Unity Heyball balls are made together with Dynasphere. As you would know, Dynasphere really producing some of the best billiard balls now in the industry. And as we see that, Narantuya takes her second point, score now 3-2 in favor of Shi Tianxi. And that is a 5-minute break. You can actually see the clock counting down there, 5 minutes for the players to take a break as the score is 3-2, 5 frames played. So we will be back in about 5 minutes as we see a few highlights from this frame. And the players are back from the break. Narantuya at the table breaking in this 6th frame, winning the previous frame. The score currently 3 frames to 2 to Shi Tianqi. And Kelly Fisher, Linnea Helmastrom scored 2-1 in that match. Clint Jensen still 2-1 up against João Grillo, and Stephen Ellis 3-2 up against Max Benko. So, pinks in play for Narantuya now in this sixth frame. Has the blocker in the bottom right corner pocket on our screen. But a definite finish available here for her to tie this match up at 3 apiece. She can play stripe onto the blue, pink onto the blue to pot the pink, just like that, but that has not worked out in her favor. She's lost the blocker ball. She's also put her ball behind the blue. Let's have a look at this once again. Yeah, I think that shot, you have to hit that a bit harder. However, managing to get that ball off the cushion with that previous shot. It's getting more difficult, this clearance. Let's see if she can make this long pot, get good position on the ball to the center pocket. I think she's good. Very nicely done indeed. And now need some good cue ball control to stay on that ball to the top left corner pocket on our screens. Did see her looking at being on that side of the ball. Is she thinking of playing it into the blind pocket? Much tougher to pot this now into the top left. Yeah, she's looking at the potting angle, so we call this a blind pocket. You're cutting back because you're looking at now the right side of the object ball and the pockets to the left. You're not actually looking at the pocket. Yeah, that was nice. That was very nice with the cue ball control as well. Bottom right on that cue ball. Swing it off the right side cushion and back down to the side of the table. And it's there. What a clearance that is. Break and run from Narantuya to lead, to tie up the scoreline at 3 apiece against Shi Tianxi from China. Yeah, some excellent shots in that break and run from her. This one didn't go as planned, but then with the next shot, she actually took that ball off the cushion and put it into open play. And then, of course, the previous shot to get onto the black ball. Very nice indeed. So from 3-1 down to 3-all. We've got a match in our hands now. No room for error from both players in this race to 6 semi-final match. Cue ball straight in off that break. A lot of power in that one from Shi Tianxi, and straight away we see 2 pink balls located on the left-hand side of the table, just above that center pocket. So cue ball in hand behind the balk line. You have to play forward. She's taking this blue onto the bottom left on our screens, and it's there. Narantuya really potting confidently now. If you minus the few mistakes she made so far, the scoreline would look a lot different, and she secured blues Now deciding to take a tactical route, just contain Shi Tianqi slightly. Not leaving on anything easy. As well, there is that problem outside the left center pocket for Shi Tianqi. So not easy if you are pinks at the moment. And is that the jump cue out? That is. So she's jumping the second pink ball to the center pocket. Hasn't worked out that badly. Managed to get one of the pink balls off the cushion. And I can see why she did that now, because the blue ball that's next to the pink doesn't currently pot in this bottom left. Until now. But by leaving it there, she forced Naruntuya to take on a shot like that. It could have gone wrong. Score now 3-1 in favor of Clint Jensen over João Grillo from Portugal. 3-1 as well for Kelly Fisher over Linnea Helmarstrom, and Stephen Ellis 4-2 up against Max Benko. Oh, what's she done there? She's ran into that pink ball and just pushed it, I think, in front of the potting angle that she would have had for the blue. Yep, doesn't go, so she has to take this on now. And if she cues this well, make sure she can just get the cue ball past the line of sight of the pink on the cushion. She's okay. Look at that. Yeah, but I don't know if she has the blue. That's why I thought she'd be playing that. Rather to pull the cue ball up table or play it slightly harder. That was a fantastic pot. And just catching that outside jaw meant that the cue ball checked back in to the left side cushion. Now, if I'm Shi Tianqi, I'd be wanting to get that ball off the cushion as soon as I can. And I think she's landed perfectly on it. If she would have taken it before, the cue ball's naturally running out into the middle of the table, giving Naruntuya a chance at the blue to the same pocket. If she misses like this, she's covered. So even if she misses, cue ball covered by the pink. Even the way the pink has landed in that pocket, blue ball not potable, even though she most probably will make contact. There we go. It's worked out well. Blocking the pink ball now, but a lot of blocking balls on the table for Shi Tianqi. Leaves the cue ball anywhere down table. Referee calling time. That means there's 10 seconds left for her. Players have 45 seconds per shot, one extension of 30 seconds per frame. You hear the referee calling time. That means they have 10 seconds left. So that's the time where you would call extension if you needed it. Otherwise, if you haven't played the shot yet, the referee will start counting down from 5 seconds left. Oh, what an attempt this is. That is unbelievable. She just got down and played that. 1, 2, 3 cushions direct hit. Yeah, playing the carom into that, potting it. Legal shot as she played a ball first. And jump cue out from Narantuya. Almost getting into that corner pocket. Now, let's have a look at the lay of the table. I think all the pinks are available and open. Yeah, they would be, as we see that jump shot once again. If Tanshi can find a first pot here, I do see 4-3. That looks good. Not perfect yet. These can always be tricky, shooting into a blind pocket. Yeah, no problem at all. Bit of control on that cue ball, and look at that. Well recovered. Yeah, a few options on how to clear this table out now. I would say take the one to the center next, then the ball that's closest to the black ball into the top corner pocket, opposite corner pocket, and then black ball into the center. And she switched hands. Also can play with the left hand, can she Tianchi. This black ball to take the lead once again in the semi-final match of the European Heyball Open 2025. And she's just 2 frames away from getting herself into the final of this tournament here in Germany. Very nicely done from Shi Tianxi. Narantuya to break now, 4-3 down. And I don't see a ball potted. Yeah, that looks like an open table. So on her previous break, she was able to get a break and run, potting a ball in that break, and then running the rack to make it 3-all. She able to win that last frame to make it 4-3. And now she approaches the table, open table, 4-3 up, just 2 frames away from being in another continental, or Joy Continental tournament final. Tianchi securing blues in this frame. Just looking at the combination towards that corner pocket. So Narantuya gets a visit at this table now. Don't think she expected to be coming back to the table after that try break, especially with the form that Tianchi is in this match. But we have seen some special finishes and special shots from Narantuya as well. Very tough break and run that she took on earlier to equalize the match at 3-all. And Kelly Fisher leading Linnea Halmarstrom 4 frames to 1 currently. Clint Jensen 4-1 up against João Grillo as well. Kelly Fisher, the winner of the European Championship held past weekend, and Clint Jensen a runner-up of that tournament as well in the men's division. Max Benko has managed to equalize the match against Stephen Ellis, 4 frames each. The final of the ladies division will be at 4 p.m. local time in Germany, and the final of the men's will be at 6 p.m. local time as well. Both will be race to 6 and race to 7 respectively, 100-minute time limit. Yeah, she was playing that for cue ball position on the top cushion, or ball cushion, but it looks like she's left this pink onto the center pocket. And it's there. What a chance this is for Narantuya to tie this match up at 4 frames each. Yeah, nicely done. Now there's a gap between the black ball and the blue ball, just above the black ball. So does she find that gap, or does she come past the black ball to the right side of the table? This is the problem. That's why I thought if she just leaves the cue ball there, she'd have had the gap. It's always risking running into that black ball. And what a time to make a mistake like that. Full ball snookered. I think it's a bit too far. Yeah, it's a little bit too far in table to jump. So this is 3 cushions. 1, 2, 3 towards the center. And what an attempt that is. Doesn't give away the foul. Her use of the angles on this table is really something special. I've never seen a player get down that quickly. She did it earlier as well. I think another 3 cushion escape with a direct hit. Once again, Tianchi playing for cue ball position, keeping that cue ball in balk or closest to that balk cushion. Trying to keep Naruntuya at bay. And now, once again, the situation where Tianchi is very dangerous. All the blues in open play. However, that pink ball is not safe, so she'll have to make this if she goes for it. Little bounce off the cushion. It played into a nice area with the cue ball there. Quite a few options now. Can either go up table or take care of the balls on the side of the table first. Yeah, she's deciding to take this one first. Doesn't want to be coming down past the black ball. There's always the chance that you're not going to be on it, but look at that. Tianchi has missed a golden opportunity to get on the hill, get this 5th frame. Really did not expect that from her. Caught the inside jaw, and I think she's definitely left this on. It is, watch the in off. Oh my word. How many more twists are there going to be in this room? That is very unlucky for Naruntuya Bayasakan from Mongolia. There's always that possibility with the in off when the ball is near the corner like that. And surely now Tianchi will be taking her 5th point, having ball in hand. And having a look at the scoreboard, Kelly Fisher 5-1 up against Lineal Mastro. That's a race to 6 in the other semi-final. Clint Jensen 5-1 up against Zhao Grillo. We were saying, are there any more twists? And the miscue. Look at that. I heard the miscue. And she's really lucky to still be on that. The only reason that happened is because the cue ball bounced into the blue. Unbelievable. Tianchi able to take this 8th frame and her 5th point, but what a frame that was between these two players. Tianchi now is on the hill, leading 5-3 against Naruntuya Bayasakan. So Kelly Fisher 5-1 up against Linnea Almastrom, Clint Jensen 5-1 up against João Grillo, and Stephen Ellis has just taken the 9th frame. He's 5-4 up against Max Benko. Tianchi leading 5 frames to 3 in this race to 6 semi-final match, just 1 point away from getting herself into another final of these Continental Heyball Championships by Joy and WPA. This tournament presented to you by WPA and the EPBF, sponsored by Lieber Windcloth and Joy Tables. The best conditions to be playing Heyball on Joy Tables together with Lieber Windcloth. And now as well, the WPA Unity Heyball set, specialized set made for the game of Heyball. Oh, that just dropping in off the jaws, wiped its feet on its way in to that top corner pocket on our screen. As we see this again, have a look at this, actually overcut that slightly, making its way in. So potting 2 balls on that break, pink and a blue. And this looking good thus far on these pinks. You can see sitting right outside those pockets, respectively on the table. Just, I'd say, a nice positional shot from this ball. Looking fairly straight on it though. I don't know how well that's worked out. I think she's on the one that's sitting on the balk line on the left-hand side of your screen. Yeah, she's definitely on that ball, and that ball connects her naturally to both the remaining pink balls on the table. A little bit nervy, but nicely done from Shi Tianchi. And you can see her making sure that tip is chalked properly after that miscue in the previous frame. She really did get away with that. And that looks a little bit pacey to me. She's on the wrong side of this towards the center pocket, but having the black ball in the center of the table, open to all the pockets on that side of the table. Be going in and out of the balk area. Cue ball coming back towards the center of the table. I thought she'd play that off 2 cushions, ball cushion and right side, and come into the angle of the black ball, but she's okay. And this black ball for the match and a place in the final of the European Heyball Open 2025. It's not there. It's not there. Your first, and Naruntuya breathes a sigh of relief. Chance for her. You can see she played it at pocket pace as well, gave it every opportunity to make its way into the pocket. To me, don't think you can bank this. It would cause a double kiss if you did, so she's just going to leave that. Yeah, it's okay. Opponent coming to the table with the black ball so close to the pocket, obviously being 5-3 up as well, a lot of pressure. Oh, this looks good. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. I really thought that was going to be coming in off the black ball, but stayed in front of the black ball now. Yeah, and Tianqi's in trouble. Having just one object ball left on the table versus your opponent's 6 object balls. And this is what we're talking about. Your opponent can do this all day long. Keep you at bay. Just open up the game more and more until it's time to go. And Clint Jensen 6-1 up now against João Grillo. Stephen Ellis 6-4 up against Max. Kelly Fisher still 5-2 up against Linnea Helmarstrom. Referee calling time. That means she has 10 seconds left, and that is going to be foul shot. Made contact with her opponent's ball first. That's ball in hand anywhere on the table for Naruntuya from Mongolia. Yeah, I was going to say she has to be careful with that. Black ball was always going to be the one ending up in front of the corner pocket after a shot like that. As we see that again, yes, have a look at this. Yeah, that was always going to happen. It was going to be the blue that was going to be moving. Now this has to work. Cushion first into the black ball. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cushion first. Now Tianqi plays the black ball onto the blue, blocking the pocket. And pretty much, if this works out, it's pretty much checkmate. Yeah, she even tried to use a bit of follow to nudge the black ball in now. I actually expected the cue ball to be more stuck onto the blue. So there's a chance. There is still a chance for this blue to go into the center pocket. It's the only shot she has. It's close. It's very close. It's there. Oh, that is brilliant from Narantuya. And this surely will be now her 4th point. Still fighting in this match. 5-4 down, but fighting in this race to 6 semi-final match. Kelly Fisher has just won her match and she is in the final of the European Heyball Open 2025, defeating Linnea Helmastrom 6 frames to 2. Clint Ianson as well, our first finalist in the men's division, defeating João Grillo 7-1. Very consistent from both those players. They were in the final of the European Championships held the previous weekend as well. Clint Ianson runner-up in that tournament and Kelly Fisher winning that tournament in the ladies division. Narantuya with quite a good break. I see blue in, pink in as well on that break. Open table. She's currently 5-4 down in this race to 6 semi-final match. Winner of this match will be playing Kelly Fisher in the final. So pink balls in play for Narantuya. Problem at the bottom of the table with the blue and the pink together. It's bottom of the table on our screens. So that is a problem for both players though. And both players actually have a connecting ball near to that cluster. It's going to be interesting who decides to take that on first. And both these players also have a phenomenal attacking game that we've seen them play in many tournaments internationally. I actually feel Tianchi is gonna try and attack this straight away. Table over now to Narantuya Bayasakan from Mongolia. What can she do with that problem down table? Can she force a deciding frame in the semi-final? Looking at the angle she requires on the second last pink ball. No, that's too much. I really thought she was playing onto the second last pink ball to go into those. Recovery shot needed. It's there. Oh, look at that pot. Oh my word. The shots that she can pull off. Not the first time in this match we've seen this. It looks inside jaw. No, it's there. And this is unbelievable stuff from Naruntuya from Mongolia. This black ball to force a decider in the semi-final. And it's not there. I really, really thought she was going to make that one. She's potted much, much tougher shots in this match thus far. So Tianxi at the table now. Is she going to be looking at hiding that cue ball? Yes, she is. Needs a bounce, and I think she's got it. Might be a little piece of the black ball available. And she just misjudged the bounce off that ball cushion, and that's a foul. Ball in hand for Shi Tianxi on the hill at the moment in the semi-final match. Winner of this match plays Kelly Fisher in the final in about 40 minutes time. That's 4 p.m. local time in Germany. On the men's side, we have our first finalist, Clint Ianson from the UK, waiting for the winner of the match, Stephen Ellis and Max Benko. Ellis currently 6-5 up. And Tianxi 3 pots away from a place in the final of this European Heyball Open 2025, presented by Joy Billiards and Libo Cloth. Yeah, I'd be going one cushion, touch a bottom right on the cue ball just to pull the cue ball up, coming into the angle of the black ball for that top right corner pocket on our screens. And it's there. Shi Tianxi books her spot in the final of the European Heyball Open 2025 with a victory over Naruntuya Bayasakan from Mongolia, 6 frames to 4. I'm your commentator, Raymond Tilak, for this tournament, and we will be back in about 40 minutes for the final of the ladies division. Shi Tianxi from China against Kelly Fisher from the UK.
practice a couple of minutes before two, so no, sorry, before four, but yeah.
Iya, iya, iya. مش هنسوي. WPA European Heyball Open. Please welcome on table 1, Shi Tianzi from China and Kelly Fisher from Great Britain. Athletes, please line for the break.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the final of the ladies' division at the European Heyball Open 2025, brought to us by WPA and the EPBF, and also presented by Joy Billiards and Lieberwind Cloth for the final race to 6 100-minute time limit. Shi Tianxi from China against Kelly Fisher from the UK. Now, Kelly Fisher, hot of her win this weekend at the European Championship, and we know Shi Tianxi has won a few of these continental events last year, part of the From China with Love series from Joy Billiards, and this year, Joy Billiards Uniting the World series. Joining me in commentary is Lenyukta Chetty. Lenyukta Chetty, how are you?
Hello, Raymond, and hello, viewers, wherever you're joining us from around the world. This is Definitely Cracker. Hey, Raymond, Shi Tianchi, and Kelly Fisher, two of my favorite Heyball cueists.
Yeah, I really think this is going to be a great match. We did see Shi Tianxi overcoming Narantuya from Mongolia earlier, and Kelly Fisher having to overcome the junior girls world champion, well, twice world champion, Linnea Halmarström from Sweden, 6-2 in that match, and Tianxi winning her match 6-4 over Narantuya. So Tianxi winning the leg, she will be breaking. Doesn't look like anything has been potted on that break, so dry break. Kelly Fisher will be coming to the table. So blue balls in play for Kelly Fisher, and as you can see, we are using the brand new WPA Unity Heyball set specifically made for this game. And yeah, head over to the WPA Facebook page and the Dynasphere page as well, as these balls are made together with Dynasphere, and you can see quite a few videos and reviews from players about how great this is for the game of Heyball. And I think it's absolutely amazing to have a ball set especially made for this game. And Kelly Fisher actually saying earlier that in an interview that somehow it makes it so much easier for her to choose the ball set she wants to go for and to figure out the pattern on her clearance. We did see quite a few clearances from her earlier. Looks like she's on one now as well, off Shi Tianxi's dry break. Kelly Fisher making quick work of this clearance thus far. Just 2 object balls left on the table for her before she gets to the black ball. Just drift across for that blue into the center. She wanted that a roll more at least. And as you can see, the black ball doesn't pass into the bottom right corner pocket on our screen. So, but off angle on this. Oh, she's played that very nicely indeed. And just like that, Kelly Fisher takes the lead, gets her first point on the board with that rack and run clearance off Shi Tianqi's try break. 1-0 to Kelly Fisher in this race to 6 finals of the ladies division here at the European Heyball Open 2025. These matches are timed 100 minutes time limit. We haven't really seen that come into play yet, but I do think we are going to see a really tight match ahead of us. And just like that, we saw Shi Tianqi making a clearance off Kelly Fisher's try break in the previous frame. So two finishes thus far, 2 points, score 1-all in this race to 6 final of the ladies division here at the WPA EPBF European Heyball Open 2025 live from Bad Woldengen, Germany. As we see Kelly Fisher on the table now. Really nice pot from her, and she actually just won the European Championship over the past weekend. Our other finalist in the men's division, Clint Jensen from the UK, coming in the final of the tournament as well, runner up there. And the final in the men's division at 6 p.m. local time in Germany will be Stephen Ellis against Clint Jensen. Not too sure if they've played each other on the Heyball table in any of these big international tournaments yet, but I believe we are going to see a cracker of a match. Clint Jensen, winner of the Champion of Champions event last year, October in Australia, and Stephen Ellis playing a lot of Heyball on the international circuit, especially in China. I believe he made it to stage 3 in the Masters event as well. So some really good performances from both those players. So I expect a cracking final on our hands in the men's division as well as in the ladies division. I thought she might try to get the cue ball in behind that pink ball. Left a lot of balls on the table for Kelly Fisher to play on to. And that looks to be quite containing from first glance, but there's a ball that is through to the center pocket, the pink ball closest to the white. And just that bunch now near the foot spot where the black ball is, with the pink and blue tied up. That is going to require one of these players to go into that at some point in time in this frame. First frame where we are seeing a couple of visits from each player. Playing that at that pace, I'm actually surprised, unless the plan was to go cushion first into the blue, then in, clearing up that pocket for the remaining pink balls and the black ball, but just not able to get the kiss right on those two blues. I think she went into it directly instead of cushion first. Makes a big difference when it's being played like that. So just 3 blue object balls on the table for Kelly Fisher. Score is 1-all in this race to 6 final of the ladies division. Now black ball is potable into the bottom right corner pocket on our screens currently. It's going to be tough work to get the cue ball there though, especially where she has left herself at the moment. You hear the referee calling time, means there's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. We have a shot clock of 45 seconds per shot and one extension of 30 seconds per frame. Legal shot from Kelly Fisher, having to play indirectly, coming off two cushions, making contact with the object ball and then cushion afterwards as well. It's a tough situation at the moment on this table. Reached a little bit of a deadlock, but Tianchi is going to be trying to open up her object balls the longer this continues, and Kelly Fisher is going to be trying not to give away ball in hand. So once again, and that cue ball was always on its way to that corner pocket, just sitting on the edge. This is a race to 6 ladies final of the European Heyball Open 2025. So Tianchi just freeing up the pink ball that was stuck onto the black ball, but now she's put another one there. However, that one looks to be potable if she can get ball in hand or the cue ball in that area. Tianchi looking to see whether this pink can get past the blue. It's another one that I'd be going cushion first, possibly, if there's not enough gap directly. Yeah, cushion first and in. The pots worked out well, but how's the cue ball looking? Yeah, she could have been a little bit more fortunate with that, maybe just bumping into the cluster, freeing that up for herself. Hampered cueing by that pink ball. You can see she has to raise the bridge slightly to get past it. And that's not what she wanted. She was playing for the safety. Cue ball on the ball cushion. See Kelly Fisher coming around to have a look at where the black ball pots. Doesn't pot directly, but look at this. Oh, what a shot that is. Absolutely top draw from Kelly Fisher. So far, one of the shots of the tournament that I've seen, especially to do that in a final. Kelly Fisher takes the lead 2-1 against Shi Tianchi. What a brilliant shot that was. Yeah, I think that was her only option. The other option was to come behind that cluster. Yeah, come behind the cluster and then possibly pay for the double into the center pocket, bank shot. But that worked out much better for her. Able to break that up with her last remaining object ball and nicely onto the black ball to get her second point of this final. In about 1.5 hours' time, at 6 p.m. local time in Germany, we will have the men's final. Stephen Ellis against Clint Jensen. That will be at 6 p.m. Race to 7 on the men's side. Kelly Fisher to get us underway in the fourth frame, leading 2-1. Breaking slightly off center. Let's have a look at those balls tracking towards the center pockets. And that looks to be a dry break, so I think she did change the position of the cue ball slightly with that break. Her previous break was dry, and Tianchi was able to make a rack and run clearance off that dry break. So I think that's why Kelly tried to change things up slightly. Referee just taking off the magic rack. As you can see, we are using the magic rack, template rack, for this tournament. That is a tournament rule, along with the 4-point and 3-point break rule, 3-point for the women's division and 4-point for the men's. That looked straight, that cueing looked straight from here, but just not able to get that pink ball into the center pocket. So open table. Unlike the last time Kelly Fisher broke dry, she's coming back to the table in this frame. She decides to take pink balls in play in this fourth rack. So just that ball towards the bottom of the table that I see as a problem on the side of the table underneath the blue ball. That passes into the bottom right corner pocket. So it's just about landing on that one nicely. Yep, that's where she needs to be. So she'll be playing into an area. That area where you see her pointing her cue, that's the area she's playing into. And if she can get into that area, pretty much guaranteed to be on one of those pink object balls. I think it's good. I think that's almost perfect. As we see that shot again from the aerial view, it was perfect. And she played for the gap between blue and black. Very nicely done. As she takes on her last object ball on the table before the black ball into the corner pocket. Strong finish thus far from Kelly Fisher. She now leads 3 frames to 1 in this race to 6 final. Yeah, it was all about that shot, getting onto that ball under the blue. It needed perfect cue ball positioning to get onto that, and she was able to do so really nicely from Kelly. So score 3-1 in this final. Shi Tianqi to break in this fifth frame now. And all she did wrong in the last frame was miss the ball to the center pocket at the opening shot of that rack, and Kelly Fisher with a really nice clearance to get her third point on the board. And that looks like a dry break. Yes, it is. Kelly out of her seat. So far, quite a few dry breaks in this match thus far. Surprising. Out of the 5 breaks, I think only one where Tianqi potted a ball. The rest have been dry. The first 2, of course, counter clearances from both players off their opponent's break. Pinks in play from Kelly Fisher. And now there's 2 balls in the center of the table. Those only available to the right center pocket. So needs to get the cue ball back on this side of the table. Is she okay? I think just, but she's going to have to be bridging over those 2 now to get to the ball next to the black ball. Yeah, this is tough being hampered like that, also stretching halfway across the table. Yeah, and that's why it's those little things that can cause a miss now and again. And straight away, looking at the table, not the easiest layout at the moment for Tianqi. It's that rail ball closest to the right-hand side cushion that I foresee as the problem, especially since it doesn't have a pocket to go into at the bottom right of the table. So can she find a way to just nudge that off the cushion, get it into the center of the table, possible for the center pocket possibly? And that was really strange. It seemed like she cued right across the cue ball there. Have a look at this. Oh, it looks like she was going for the cross double into the pink of that shot. What a shot to play, and what a time to play a shot like that. I don't think there was space for that ball to go in past the pink. But anyway, colliding with the cue ball, that not working out at all for Tianqi, and yet again another opportunity for Kelly to get another point on the board, as you see just 4 pinks left on the table. Quite a lot of movement on the cue ball from that shot. Didn't expect it to run that far, but she's still all right. Medium distance pot to the bottom left corner on our screen. And it's not there. Wow. Yeah, that's really uncharacteristic. And as you can see, almost perfect on her last remaining object ball before the black ball. But Tianqi still faced with that rail ball. Blue ball stuck to the right side cushion just under that right center pocket. So deciding to go tactical. Now I think Kelly Fisher needs to be very careful letting Tianchi back to the table. All the blues in open play, and yeah, we've seen how lethal she can be when the table is open like that. Oh, what a pot that is, but look at the cue ball just rolling and rolling into balk, and jump cue out. Yeah, I think she'll be jumping this. Okay, so there's a possibility. So she might be looking at the cut. She also can be looking at the bank into the center. There is the blue just outside the center to go off if she wants to go that route. And judging by how full she hit that, I think it was more likely that she was playing it towards that center pocket off the blue and in. So now all 7 object balls on the table for Tianchi, still of her color set. In the previous match against Naruntuya from Mongolia, we saw how lethal she was at taking out these clearances quite easily when presented with an open table like this. Looking good so far is Tianchi. Saw her pointing at where she wants the cue ball to play the blue that's just above the black ball. Yeah, in a shot like that, anything but straight on your last object ball to get down for the black ball. Got herself a bit of an angle here to go off side cushion and out. It's all about the pace control, and that looks to be almost perfect. Black ball in the corner pocket for Tianchi to get her second point on the scoreboard, and she does so. Trailing by 1 frame, still score 3 frames to 2 in favor of Kelly Fisher in this final of the ladies division here at the European Heyball Open 2025. And that will bring us to a mid-session interval for a 5-minute break. We'll be right back. And the players are back after that 5-minute break. Kelly Fisher breaking in the sixth frame, currently leading 3 frames to 2 over China's Shi Tianxi. This is the final of the European Heyball Open 2025, and it looks like she's made a ball on the break. Pink ball in, and she secures pinks, closing the table. It's just that pink ball, bottom end of the table here on our screen. Does look like it passes into the bottom right corner pocket. Calling her extension. Players do get one extension of 30 seconds per frame. That is above the 45 seconds they have per shot in the rules of Heyball. These matches are timed as well, 100-minute time limit for these matches. And yeah, you have to have a referee keeping time of the players' shots when the match is timed. As you can imagine, players would get ahead and then start sometimes wasting time if there wasn't a roaming referee or a referee on the table. So just to eliminate any of that. Feeling really confident with these long balls in this frame is Kelly. And now if she can pot this, it's going to come down to can she get position on that pink ball surrounded by the two blues at the bottom end of the table. Yeah, nicely so far. Looks like she has a slight angle on this as well, down to the corner. That's exactly what she was looking at now. It's all about having the line and having the pace control. See the cue ball drift over to the left side of the table, and this looks good. I think that's inch perfect. I think she might just have it. It's close indeed from our aerial view, but even if she pots this cue ball running through, she'll have to take the black ball to the top corner pocket. Yeah, I don't think it goes into the center, not past the blue. So to the top left corner pocket, and this to take a 4-2 lead in this race to 6 ladies final of the European Open 2025. And it's not there. A couple of centimeters wide to that top pocket, and once again opportunity for Tianxi now. Can she equalize this match at 3 apiece? Or does Kelly Fisher come back to the table in the 6th frame? As we see that once again, it was tough with the cue ball being so close to this bottom cushion on our side of the table. And this is the thing, when you have one ball remaining and your opponent still has all their balls left on the table, this is exactly what you get yourself into. Good clean hit on that black ball off one cushion, but it hasn't really helped her at all. Black ball now in balk and not easily potable if the cue ball is anywhere down table. She's going to have sight of this. Yes, I think she does. Cue ball has run a little bit far. But even so, how much can you do with a shot like this? Did see her looking at the kick from behind the center possibly, so off the side cushion, off the bottom cushion with a lot of side. Or she could do that. Oh my word. She apologizes. That wasn't the shot she planned. Unbelievable. That is definitely one for the highlight reel. I would love to see that again. We did see her have a look at playing it from behind. She raised her hand on that. That was supposed to be a kick shot with a lot of side off that ball cushion, and yeah, even she's surprised at that. What a shot that was from Kelly Fisher. And that black ball going in means the score is now 4-2 in favor of Kelly over Shi Tianqi. This is a race to 6 100-minute timed match. And if you are just joining us, welcome to the last day, the final in the ladies division of the European Heyball Open 2025, presented by Joy Billiards and Liebe Cloth. We are live in Bad Wildungen, Germany. And there you see a few of Kelly Fisher's attempts on that black ball, but I would like to see the last one where she actually potted it. Shi Tianqi breaking in the 7th rack, trailing 4-2 in this race to 6, and I actually think she put a bit too much power in that break. It's a really massive break, but not able to pot anything, and as we have seen in the past in this match, dry breaks can be so costly, giving your opponent an open table to come to, especially when you're breaking that hard. Not many issues on the table, not many clusters. And to be honest, I don't really see any problems on pinks on this table currently. Everything wide open. It's just about getting position on the pink ball closest to the black ball at the bottom end of the table. Extension called. Yeah, she needs it for this. Yeah, she's done well there. Might have to use the rest once again. Looks like she has a little bit of an angle on that ball to the corner pocket. Get the cue ball off that ball cushion and back down the table to play the pink into the center. This is going to be tight now, getting the cue ball down table for that last remaining pink. So she's going down the right-hand side of the table. Let's have a look at this into the blue. Behind the blue. How unfortunate can you get? Yeah, definitely full ball snookered on that. As we see that once again, it was going towards the blue, but just glanced it instead of cannoning into it. Full ball. Managed to make contact, so legal shot, but once again handing over the table to Shi Tianxi. Golden opportunity for Kelly Fisher to get herself on the hill in this match. Taking on that clearance now. Tianxi has to be careful. We've seen what Kelly Fisher can pull out of the bag in these situations. So if she is going to snooker, she has to make sure it's a tight snooker, and also doesn't want to leave an easy jump on. And there we see Kelly Fisher with the jump cue taking off the butt of the jump cue. So shorter jump cue means more control over the jump cue, means she can get higher, more elevated, and get the cue ball popped up early. Like that, she was on path to hit that pink ball, just not able to make contact, and that would be a foul ball in hand. Yeah, now that pink ball pretty much tied up in this frame, I really don't see how Kelly is going to get another opportunity to close this frame out. Tianxi very much in control of this frame at the moment. Okay, that hasn't worked as well as she thought it would. And just like that, she's actually opened up the problem. Those two balls were pottable to the bottom left on our screen. Opening it up meant opening up the pink ball of Kelly Fisher's as well. Yeah, so she has to resort to hiding the cue ball. And once again, full ball snooker, so gonna see cushion first. So it's gonna be coming close to the black ball and the blue ball as well. Yeah, close to the black, close to the blue. Making contact with the blue ball. So once again, Tianxi with ball in hand. She's currently down 4 frames to 2 in this race to 6 against Kelly Fisher, winner of the European Championship just a few days ago. Yeah, really good so far from Tianchi, and yeah, once you have one ball left on the table like Kelly did, and you're not able to convert the frame, very difficult to come back from that, especially when your opponent has all their balls open. Just that one positional shot in this frame. And Tianchi has made the most of her opportunities and her visits at the table. Score now 4-3 in favor of Kelly Fisher still. Tianchi getting her third point on the board. And I believe Kelly Fisher will be breaking in the next frame. This is a race to 6 ladies final at the European Heyball Open 2025.